just streaming, viperrocks.com. Once again, viperrocks.com. And then, of course, on Facebook, 100.7 The Viper. Love it when you're there. Share the show as well. Jump in. If there's anything that you want to talk about or that we should talk about, let us know. Okay, it's a Friday. We jump around from topic to topic. And there's one thing that I'm glad it's over, and that's the hearings. I don't know if Crystal or Chris or any of our listeners even care, but it was a primetime event last night, the final one, for about 3 hours. 3 freaking hours. And does anything come out of the hearings with Trump?
0. How many times have we said that was going to happen? Nothing's going to come out.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nobody watched it either.
I told you, Drew.
Nobody watched.
Just get my little digs in there.
I know. Although, you know what? Drew knows how to talk to me. Drew messaged me last night while it was going on with not so great things to say about Josh Hawley. Now, I'm not a huge Josh Hawley fan because of some other things with him and his team that I've talked about in the past, but of how they handle some media issues. But he he was a part of it too last night. So whatever, it's over. I'm waiting for all of the charges to come against President Trump now, because President Trump is the guy who is responsible for January 6th, right? Isn't it all his fault?
No, it's Russia's fault.
Isn't he going to?
Everything's Russia's fault. Vladdy's fault.
Is he going to prison? No.
Hell no.
From the get-go, once again, Trump did not want I see an argument for both sides. I don't know how you guys do. He didn't want to say the election was over. Some people wanted him to say it was over. Then you have January 6th, which is still, at best, even AOC 2 weeks ago said, we're still trying to figure out why security inside the Capitol was so accommodating. Even AOC said that as if it were Republicans or sympathizers letting conservatives in. So I don't know. But I'm just glad that it's over. And was it for any reason? What did we really learn? If you're glad that it happened, great. Tell us why. Aaron Bland says, the conclusion, Trump sat in a cafeteria and watched it all go down on Fox News. Oh, my God. The whore.
That's all they can come up with, right? I mean, he's not in office. He doesn't have a Twitter account. You know what I mean? Like, he's not daily really too much out there. So this is like their way to grasp at straws.
Well said, Crystal. Well said.
Thanks.
Roslyn says, wonder how they will threaten the Justice Department to bring him up in charges. See, that's what this had to. That would be the next logical thing if there was a way to bring charges. Now, once again, charges are charges. They're not even. If you're charged with something, it means nothing. Absolutely nothing. Could they bring charges? Sure. Could they? I don't know. I don't know. Robert, as Robert says, don't dare be an outsider to run for that office. If you win, we will punish you. Yes, you guys are on fire again for a Friday. Love it. Jay, it's all about the 14th Amendment, which is why they call it an insurrection, and the riots, mostly peaceful protest. That's where people will argue who don't agree. Say, well, it wasn't peaceful. People died. Well, not technically. Not technically. Now, there were some guards who said that they were beaten, and we still don't know who they were beaten by because we did see groups of Antifa in the crowd. They were dressed in Antifa gear. So, I don't know. What's that? Chris has a big smile on his face.
Con man said he was beaten in St. Louis County building, too, by the public. And there was cameras running, but I didn't see no beating.
Joe Patterson says you can indict a ham sandwich if only given one side of the story. And that's the other issue. Remember what these hearings were. If you liked him, great. If you don't have a feeling about President Trump, the former president from that, great. But remember, this was a partisan committee, whether you agree or not. The Republicans wanted other Republicans who were not already on record as hating the former President Trump. So it was, and even national news media called it a partisan committee. There was no questioning. There was no cross-examination. So people could say whatever they wanted to say. The critics say people could buy people off. They could do whatever they wanted from that standpoint. So who knows? There you go. And as Aaron says, Ashley Babbitt and Roseanne Boylan were the only people really killed January 6th. Some of the police, or two of the police officers, died from complications like a day later, something of that nature. So there you go. It just frustrates me when national media puts on a show like this when it's a partisan situation, when it's partisan politics. That's
right.
the problem.
And the only two people they tried to get from the other side, right? Well, I wouldn't even consider them close to trying to be anything Republican, right?
What you mean, Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger?
Yeah, they're no fans of Trump.
No, and they were on record.
On purpose, right?
Well, yeah, and Liz Cheney's going to pay with her job now because she did that.
Yeah, Kevin, you're right. Liz Cheney's the ultimate rhino. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a great point. Let's see. Oh, Robert, this is the kind of thing we fought against in communist countries. Now it is here. So if you want to continue to give us your comments from that standpoint, feel free. It's over. So do charges come? Do you think charges will come against the president or the former president of the United States? I don't know. I don't see it happening. But you never know anymore. You just don't. Anyway, throughout the Missouri area, we're in a drought. There's a lot of drought going on. Either like 70% of the state of Missouri is either in drought or what's described as severe drought.
All right, Vic.
Yes, sir.
105 or 85?
Oh, 85. Oh, my gosh.
It's going to be 105
If
this
it's
weekend.
sunny, yeah. If it's sunny 105 or 85, we're taking 85. And I even think hot weather loving Crystal.
Yeah, I mean,
Would
I'm
take-
just I'm okay with hot weather usually because I'm spoiled and I have a pool. But we
You just don't have a pool.
just got our
I'm jealous.
She has a no. She has.
She got a badass
Yes,
pool.
she's like, oh, we got a pool.
well, no, I'll have to show you a new picture then. We're not finished yet, but we got the cool deck redone. So I actually can't walk on it till Saturday afternoon.
For you guys,
But it's kind of annoying because I have two really senior dogs, like 14 and 16, and I can't let them out our back door like we usually do and to get to the backyard. So I'm like walking them and they hate it. Like they're like, no. They have to go down 6 stairs versus 2.
Just give me your address when after the show. Might be 2:30 in the morning. We're going to come over and go pool jumping.
Well, if you guys are at Wenty's, you're going to be right around the corner.
Man, this weekend, enjoy your pool.
Yeah.
You have one.
so yeah, 105. Is it 104, 105 Saturday?
105.
But it's Saturday, right?
They said it
Or
could be
tomorrow.
over 105.
The heat indices are really starting. Now, we'd had some hot days, but we didn't have the humidity. Now the humidity is supposed to be added, which really might create an issue.
Trying to help Rosalind here.
Oh, yeah, it happens. We'll see. We'll see where it goes. Robert Beerbaugh says, Live Golf Playbook regarding that Liz will be greatly rewarded to encourage others to be dim sleeper agents. Or, as the term has been referred to, rhinos. Do you really this? Until Eric Greitens started talking about rhinos in the state, I could not believe how many news people, journalists, in the Missouri area had no idea what a rhino was. No idea. Like, what is a rhino? A rhino? Like, what do you, any Republican and name? What does that even mean? Like, Republicans are Republicans. And I'm like, no. No, it's not. And
so is it a dino?
Dino?
there aren't any.
Right? If
There
they're
are-
a Democrat
yes, that's
in
funny.
name only, are they
That
a
is-
dino?
Yeah. Rhinos and dinos.
Yeah, but there
Sorry, I
aren't any
interrupted you.
dinos. Seriously, can you imagine that? But who is a dino?
I mean, that's great. Somebody should run a campaign for that. But yeah, you're right.
Who
I
would
don't
that
know.
be?
They might say Manchin maybe is a dino. I mean, I'm saying Democrats. But other than that, I don't know. Sorry, it just hit my brain.
All righty. Yeah, Glenn Thompson, Mitt Romney.
He's an idiot.
I don't know. I don't know what he is. Okay, a dino and a rhino. Oh my god. 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 That's crazy. Robert says you can't investigate a sitting speaker. It's interesting. Pelosi being questioned now because of her husband's $1 million stock market play right before a hearing that his wife was a part of.
Yeah, but does this really surprise you? Nancy Pelosi's been in there since dirt. You think this is the only thing that he's ever done that's been half crooked?
No.
Not even close, man.
Or do you think she's the only one whose spouse
Right.
is doing this?
She's telling everybody, oh, you got to buckle down. You got to buckle down. She's over there at her house eating $100 ice creams out of 2 different refrigerators.
Fancy ice cream.
I mean, seriously, come on.
Kevin Joseph says Crystal sounds like the coolest mom.
Aw,
If I was
thanks.
a kid, I would be hanging with Mrs. Cooper and friends.
Appreciate that.
She made my daughter cookies yesterday. You made her happy.
Oh, yeah. She liked
Crystal
to.
does bake and bring stuff here.
She said, tell Crystal hi and thank you.
Oh, I
While
can
she's eating one of them big O M&M chocolate cookies.
Awesome.
Donna says back in the 50s, it was hotter for longer in Missouri and surrounding states. I think Dave Murray has told us some of those issues as well.
Dave said he'd join us today if we want him to.
I think we should.
Okay.
We've
I'll text him.
but coming up at 9:05, we've got definitely Holly joining us. Not sure if you guys are familiar with her or not. She is a gun packing patriot, as she calls. She has some podcasts around. She's a millennial.
Not a dino.
Like our Crystal Cooper. So she'll give us a call and we'll get her opinion, her take on the whole hearing situation, where this country is from that standpoint. So she'll join us at 9:05. She'll tell us about the podcast that she has as well. So when we talk to Dave, that would be up to you because I know he's 2 hours behind us. It's only 6:50. But you know what? By 6:15 in the morning,
Dave's out walking his dogs.
Dave has already walked his dogs for an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe Patterson said families were sleeping in public parks back then to escape the heat.
Wow.
So, Joe, you were around in the 50s? Were you around?
It's called a cycle. It's been going on since before BC.
Another update. Major League Baseball gets back to action. Cardinals in Cincinnati. Somehow, some way, they managed to only be a half game out of first place as they start the second half of the season.
We'll take it.
They have one of the easiest schedules in Major League
cares?
Baseball, which that's a great thing. Joe says, no, but close.
Damn, Joe, you're old, buddy.
So they'll have a chance to make headway, and that would be interesting. Juan Soto, one of the best hitters in all of baseball, still out there. All these publications still talking about the Cardinals being very interested, but are they going to give up players like Dylan Carlson and their best minor leaguers? And who knows?
Carlson's been a disappointment.
I don't know.
Might be on the chopping block.
Maybe he's been incredible defensively
pitching,
while
man.
Harrison was
We
out.
do.
We need pitching. That's
Yes.
really what we need.
We drafted 13 pitchers.
Damn it.
So, I mean, they're working on it, but I agree with you. And I do
Did you
kind
just-
of feel like Carlson was
I
you.
have to interrupt you.
Okay.
Who the hell else knows that the Cardinals drafted 13 pitchers?
This girl right here on camera.
A lot of my friends.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. But yeah, so everyone always complains about pitching, so we're trying to work on it. But I'm kind of with you, Chris. And I had this conversation the other day with someone. They are a big Carlson fan, and I said, well, a lot of people were big Wong fans too, and I feel like they're kind of similar. Like they kind of like sizzled out, and I hate to say it, but yeah, I mean, because I love my Cardinals. Don't get me wrong.
Me too.
Clearly.
And we're a half game back, and I think we can do it. And I do think that they have put puzzles together before with players. So I trust
Oh,
them.
yeah. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
And as they start the second half of the season, which is what I was getting to, they don't come back to St. Louis until August 2nd.
Good, because I'm going to the Yankees game August 6th.
Oh, I know.
You going?
I know I know I'm going too.
You see the price of
I
tickets for
already
that
made
game?
plans for that.
Holy cow. Everybody wants to see a little Yanks.
Absolutely.
But that's why I got the ballpark pass.
Did you forget I was going?
No.
Okay.
I'm just waiting for you to say, hey, wait a minute, I'm going too.
What's the ballpark pass?
So it's $34.99 a month, and you can do it renewal. So it's like you don't get opening day, and you don't get the last 2 games in October, but you can get every other month, $34.99, and it includes a standing room ticket to every game, and you can get the promotions if you're of age. So I've been able to go to a lot of games.
So you're going to get the Joe Torre bobblehead August 6th is what you're saying.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot
I'm so jealous.
of the stuff. So it's a really good way if you guys haven't done that, give it a shot.
Vic's going to sit with me, and we're going to be on TV in New York City all night during the game, and I'm going to make funny faces because Vic's sitting next to me. So you got to watch August 6th.
Oh,
What is
my
it,
God.
6:15 game time.
Oh, my
6:45?
God. Aaron Plan. That's funny. Have fun watching the Yankees throttle that pitching.
Yeah, we'll see, Aaron.
I
Bland.
know. Well, we'll see if they can hit Adam Wainwright curveballs. Hopefully
Right, exactly.
that'll be a little bit
The
different. than
Mets
what-
have a better record this year than the Yanks.
Do they?
Oh,
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff. It is The Edge, the fastest 2 hours of morning talk radio. It's a Friday. Chris Knight's
Thank
here.
God.
Yeah, they got Crystal Cooper. I'm Vic Faust with Fox 2 News. You can jump in on Facebook 100.7 The Viper, of course. You can give us a call if you want to, 636-695-2915. Another subject that I continue to see come up. Have you guys heard or seen issues or farmers predicting food shortages and major food shortages coming up? I'm starting to get more and more info that comes across social media. I'm starting to get people send me information about, quote, food shortages. And is it concerning to people?
Is it because they're not getting a lot of the stuff that they need from Ukraine so that they can actually spray these things so we can eat them?
Well,
Is
I
that
mean,
part of it?
that could be part of it too. We had heard about food distribution centers, manufacturing plants.
It's because people don't want to work.
Yeah.
There's nobody there that wants to work.
Because I felt like I saw an article where it was talking about a lot of the ingredients that go into fertilizers and stuff like that were actually being produced over in Ukraine and in that area.
That's
and so
true.
They're not able to get them to like South America and in different places down there like Brazil. And so they're having issues down there with that.
Well, Panama is one of the areas that's having major issues right now.
Well, I was watching Fox News yesterday before we came into work, and did you guys know the truckers, the union, is going to go on strike in San Diego? They're trying to shut the port down.
Oh, I didn't know
The,
that.
Did
the
you know
truckers are? No.
Yeah.
And okay. So, and why is this?
It's because they're trying. Basically, what it comes down to is they're not happy with their schedules. They're trying to say you have to do, by this time, and the truckers are like, wait a minute. We don't want to go by your rules of when we can come in and get our loads and leave, because the ports are having problems with employees. That's always been their claim to fame, is that's why these ships are sitting out in the ocean on the West Coast, is because they don't have anybody to unload them.
Oh my God.
Which kind of blows my mind because I thought those guys made a really decent amount of money.
They do.
So I just don't. And is there a lot of education that's required? I'm confused as to why this is an industry that people aren't rushing to, that moms and dads aren't saying, don't go to college, go do this. You know what I mean? Don't go in debt, go make some money. I don't know.
Well, we've got a trucker that calls into the show and jumps in on the Facebook line. I'd be curious to hear from a standpoint of where they're going there. There's major issues that go around it. From the Facebook line again, we're about to have another Great Depression. I'm definitely building a garden next spring and canning. Not trying to scare you, not trying to freak anybody out. As Amy says, there's a ripple effect. Yeah, there is. Thank you, Don. We don't make us hit.
No, the guys at the port, right? The guys that offload stuff at the port. I thought they did. I wasn't talking about the truckers.
Good morning, Eric Johnson walking in the studio.
That's longshoremen.
Yeah.
That's a union. They go home every night to their parents.
That's what I was talking about. Okay.
No, this is the truckers.
Gotcha.
And that's an Uber law that they're trying to say you have to work for a company.
There you go.
And that you can't be an entrepreneur. And they're like,
we can't own your own rig.
Right.
So you saw the story too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's basically California is just jacking everything up.
But they've been doing it for some years now too.
You think? I mean, it's a ridiculous state. It's a great state. But my God, everything that comes out of Sacramento affects the rest of the country one way or another, whether it's PR or now the longshoremen or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. It's just jacked up. New York and California really have to be more responsible for what they do.
Yeah. I mean, my mother-in-law's lived there, has chosen to live there, has moved away, and has always gone back. And she, over the weekend, was like, I'm looking at, is it Winfield right here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's where I met Chris for the first time.
So she's like, I think I'm going to move to Missouri. I was like, what? So
from where?
From, they live in Orange, California.
Oh, my God. To Winfield?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God. What a culture shock that is.
Yeah. I mean,
it looks like you're about ready to cry just thinking about it.
No, there's grandbabies that I'm sure she'd love to be by, but it just goes to show you that even somebody who would just up and down tell you everything great about California, the sunsets, this and that and everything, that, I mean, if she's willing to turn that all, give that all back in to
obviously
live
she's
somewhere
gonna
else.
she's gonna buy some property.
Hasn't she seen the
that's probably
tourism
why.
commercials for California that they put together with all the superstars?
She's an actress. She's probably been in those commercials.
She needs to look at that commercial before she leaves.
No, seriously, she had a Good RX commercial for a while, and it was like, didn't matter where we went. And we would look up, and there she was on the TV.
Well, that's why you're in California. That's the industry out there for sure. It's sad.
It is sad.
It's sad that you have to leave paradise on the planet. I mean, California is one of those destination places to come to Winfield, Missouri.
There ain't nothing going on in Winfield.
And not to
But
mention,
maybe that's what she's looking for at this point.
It
You know
always,
what I mean?
well, she'll at certain points of the year she'll have water near her house.
Yeah.
Because it's always flooding there.
But you know
Just
what?
make sure you're on the west side of 79.
Oh
I'll
my
pass
God.
that on.
Yeah.
But you know what?
And I'm sure she is.
You can't go anywhere anymore. It's like being in the United States is like being in the trash compactor in that Star Wars scene. They're leaving California.
Oh my gosh, that's a great one.
But they're leaving California, coming to Winfield, but St. Louis is starting to move this way.
Yeah.
You're like, where do I go? Columbia, Missouri. That sucks too.
Kurt says California is free, not like Florida. California is free, not like Florida. Okay. And Robert has said this before. It's such a great point, especially from the business that Robert is in. We don't make anything because we, as a majority, we just purchase goods based on the price.
No,
We're not a manufacturer company anymore, which what this country was based upon. A lot of the...
I disagree.
You disagree?
I disagree.
Okay, he says everything can be made somewhere else for less money, and that's what we seem to be doing.
Well, yeah, it's because the American people are lazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't have anything to do with the price. The American people are lazy.
It's true. It started in the 80s.
Yeah.
Remember that movie? What was the name of that movie?
former President Trump's tariffs were a big reason what he was doing to China. Things started to change.
Well, they were trying to, and it was going against the world order.
But it was effing them up.
Yeah, if you could,
they were changing policy, Eric.
If you could
China was.
If you could stand back for a second and watch all that, China was not happy about the tariffs. Trump was making inroads into bringing stuff back to America, and Europe went nuts. The Democrats went nuts. This is a hit job. I'm telling you, man. Trump was onto something. He was trying to fix things, and it was just not going to happen. It was so overwhelming. The shock and awe that they did against that guy. I don't know that, like this Lee Zeldin thing that happened in New York.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's all over Fox News.
20 years ago, this guy would be in the bottom of a dungeon somewhere. No bail, nothing for assaulting a public figure.
Yeah.
Now, this is a no big deal thing. This is like having a skirmish at some bar after hours. And, all right, guys, go your own way. That's not how it was. He was trying to kill him. Did you see the brass knuckles?
I did.
This was not your grandfather's brass knuckles.
No.
This thing had a knife attached to it. I mean, it was crazy. They are going to push something through. I don't know what it is.
Who's going
to?
The
New World Order is coming, my friends. We thought this was a big hoax in 2001. I did. I remember my friends used to talk about the New World Order, this one world economy, everything. I was like, oh, you guys are nuts.
Right.
It's coming. I'm telling you what, it is like a snowball coming down the hill right now.
Well, if you go after somebody at a campaign event like this guy did, now he was charged with attempted assault, a felony, then released within a couple hours.
Yeah.
If somebody goes and tries to attack somebody you're with, and if that continued to happen, there'll be justice served on those premises.
Yeah.
If you go to try and attack Eric, right? Well, Eric will kick your ass anyway because he's he was a Navy SEAL.
Yeah.
An Eric Schmidt or somebody, I got a feeling the crowd will take matters into their own hands.
Yeah. Well, there's a big difference between how a Democrat would have reacted to this and how I think he's reacted very well to it. But like the other day when AOC had to go live on Instagram or whatever because there was a guy catcalling her on the stairs. Did you see that?
A cat?
And then she was, but her boyfriend was right there, and he just kept on walking right past the whole thing. And then she gets on. There was a Capitol police officer just standing right there. Let this happen. Nothing happened. But yet we're not in arms. That nothing happened here.
It's the fear. It's the fear of doing anything. You don't want to be that next Twitter canceled person. You know what I mean? You can't. I've been watching.
She wasn't physically attacked. He was physically attacked.
I was watching a bunch of TikToks lately because that's what I do.
Nice.
Reels. Love it, Vic. If you don't know what I'm talking about, try it.
Oh, yeah.
It does.
I know you do.
But one of the new TikToks, this is disgusting.
And then we got to take a break.
Is criminals doing criminal things in front of cops in New York City and getting away with it. And the cops just look at them like literally like stealing newspapers in front of them. Bye. And then walking away. And the cops just kind of watch them walk away. One was jumping over the turnstiles in the subway.
Yeah.
Just walk away.
When it started a couple of years ago when they were throwing water at him, right? And they couldn't do anything?
Couldn't do anything. They tried.
I mean, that's how it started.
No, but this
and
is
then now
blatant crime.
Right. Now it's progressed because it was allowed to.
Yeah, and I almost feel like the guy filming the TikToks is in on it because it's like, we're staging this whole thing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You're on film. You better not arrest us for killing this cat in front of you, Vic.
Well, we remember the body bags in Ukraine moving, remember? Remember the guy?
Oh, yeah.
The reporter's
How could you not?
The reporter was doing the report with dead Ukrainian bodies behind him.
Stay dead.
And then one sits up, like looks at his watch, then goes back under in the body bag.
Like the 1920s.
That's not BS.
Yeah, like the 1920s Dracula.
We're off and rolling on a Friday morning. It's 8:32. Eric Johnson's here, Chris Knight, Krista Cooper. Mrs. Cooper, as they referred to you as the listeners. I'm Big Faust of Fox 2. Should money from the state or city be given to people to go travel and get abortions? Your tax dollars, your COVID money, should that be paid, given to people to leave the state to go get abortions? Well, St. Louis City voted it in.
Yeah.
Oh,
To Shard.
Wow.
St. Louis City voted it in, and Eric Schmidt filed lawsuit ASAP.
good.
Of course, good.
I just don't like how there's some of the comments that come out of the city are so combative. I mean, you don't have to agree with them. Combative.
It's a combative city, Vic.
But St. Louis County voted it down, and a Democrat helped vote it down.
Good.
She had to have something to brag about with her friends this weekend because she's
Right.
throwing a big birthday party, and Ilhan Omar's coming, and
Oh.
Presley's going to be there. So, she needed a topic.
Well, PRL's playing, so for free.
Are you playing over there?
Didn't you guys offer your time?
No, we're bringing out the puppet show then. Marionettes.
Are you going to play for the Dinos this weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sock puppets.
All right.
And back with more of The Edge right after this.
I'm Coco. The Edge Morning Show will be right back.
Hi, this is Dr. Erin Huey with Tomasino Gerst Vision Source. We provide a ton of specialty care: glaucoma, diabetic eye care, dry eye evaluations, now myopia management. Typically, we see patients that need vision correction for a variety of hobbies, for work, most often glasses and contacts. Come and see us at Tomasino Gerst Vision Source, dryoureyes.com, 272-1444, dryoureyes.com.
Kelly Blue Book is the one-stop shop for pricing, fixing, selling, and instant cash offering. Instant cash offer is exactly what it sounds like. An official offer to buy or trade your car. Just enter your VIN or license plate, answer a few questions about your car's history, and what kind of condition it's in. In minutes, you'll receive an offer to sell or trade your car that you can be sure is fair. Then choose a dealer to purchase your car and schedule a time to meet. For all of the its, kbb.com.
Weber Chevrolet has been in business since 1902. No other car dealer in St. Louis of any brand can say that. Nobody sells more Chevrolet, period. Weber Chevrolet is one dealer with 3 roofs. In Missouri at Olive and 270, and in Illinois Metro East, Columbia, and Granite City. All easy to get to, just follow the 270 loop. Also, all online accessible at WeberChevrolet.com. Right now, Weber Chevrolet is open but very thorough in their cleaning, disinfecting, and social distancing rules. And don't forget, Weber Chevrolet service departments are award-winning and second to none. In fact, other dealers send their problems to Weber Chevy to fix. Now during this crisis, Weber Chevrolet has teamed up with Detroit to come up with awesome deals to help people save money and manage their budget. Discounts, incentives, and the ability to not make your payment for up to 4 months. Weber Chevrolet since 1902, WeberChevrolet.com.
If you want the best, don't settle for the rest. Come to F&S. F&S Collision Repair provides the best customer service, quality of work, paint color match, and paintless dent repair. They do it all. No job too big or too small. Just what your car or truck ordered. F&S Collision. Call today to schedule your appointment and get that car repaired. F&S Collision Repair.
Do you want the best for your car? Then fill up with premium at Circle K. Circle K Premium is our best fuel with double the cleaning detergent, protecting your engine from corrosion and damage so it can work at its best. And that, my friend, increases your mileage for more cha-ching in your pocket. Plus, when you fill up with premium at Circle K, you can save up to 20 cents per gallon. Offer valid Thursdays or Fridays at participating stores. For details, visit CircleK.com. Circle K. How convenient.
Here's a message for Quiver River Electric members. Vote now in your annual Board of Directors election through August 22nd. Members may vote online, by paper ballot, or at the annual meeting on August 25th. If you vote, you're automatically entered into a drawing for free electricity prizes. Learn more about the voting process, the bylaw proposition on the ballot, and board candidates at quiver.com.
The Troy Area Chamber of Commerce presents the 17th Annual Memories on Main Car Show in Troy, Saturday, August 6th. Rain or shine, Main Street in Troy will come alive with great cars, music, food, and much more. Registration runs from 8 a.m. until noon and awards at 3 p.m. dash plaque for the first 200 registrations. For more information and registration, call 462-8769. That's 462-TROY. Visit TroyOnTheMove.com or like the Troy Chamber on Facebook. The 17th Annual Memories on Main Street Car Show in Troy, Saturday, August 6th.
Here comes more of the Edge Morning Show.
Hey guys, welcome back. It's Friday. It is The Edge. Eric's here, Chris, Crystal, Vic. Thanks for jumping in with us. 8:38 our time. By the way, coming up at about 9:05, we'll talk with definitely Holly. She has some podcasts in the area. Promote yourself as a patriot, gun packing, conservative loving.
Yeah. Like that. Yeah.
Beer drinking. Yeah. No, I don't know. Bass fishing.
Oh, yeah. Now you're talking. Ripping lip.
Oh, my God. That's awesome. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Get ready. It's going to be really, really hot. It's summer. This every year, by the way, is the hottest, meaning hottest temperatures in St. Louis every year this week.
Yeah. I never remember it being any colder than cooler than this.
This is the week. Well, I
remember 2 days?
Yeah, but 2012 or 11 when I was coming back, it was
You remember
terrible
2 days
here.
back in the day?
Yeah, I do.
I could get up as a kid. I don't know what Vic did. He probably had a limo take him to practice. But I'd get up as a kid. I'd get on my bike. I would bike 2 miles to practice in the morning, come home, go back on a bike that same day to practice for 2 weeks. And I don't ever remember, Vic, back in the 80s, it ever being cool on any of those days.
Yeah.
Hence, lower than 95 degrees.
I didn't have to ride a bike, but
there was no emergency mandate about climate change back then. The only mandate was maybe we'll give you some water.
That's because Joe Biden wasn't the president.
True story.
Now, you guys
True
were
story.
outside playing football, right?
Correct.
That's what you both played?
Yes.
So at Villa, even when I went there, they didn't have air conditioning in the gym yet.
But they didn't bitch about it, did they?
We had
No, it was the way we did business.
Right. So that's how we did our 2-a-days was we went super early in the morning and then we went back at like 6 o'clock at night.
That's right.
That's how some people do that.
That's
Yeah.
right.
That's
But I mean,
smart.
there were like 2 huge industrial fans for this gigantic gym,
Right.
and it did nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't get it.
I'm just saying, man, it's like when you see these reports on this climate change stuff,
Yeah.
it's been here forever.
It just wasn't convenient.
Like measured in thousands of years, not in hundreds of years. Not in decades.
But we've had more days over 90 this summer than we've had, I think, ever.
Yeah, but in 1982, we had one of the worst snowstorms ever.
Uh-huh.
True.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
So?
no, it is. It just
Call Dave
it's
Murray and
gonna
ask
make it-
him.
Well, we may be talking to Dave today. We'll see. We told you we have Holly coming up at 9:05. I had to get to a story really quick. Son's birthday. Trying to do dinner last night. In between shows. 6:30 reservations at Firebirds at Streets of St. Charles, a place that is really good. And I've always loved it.
Very good.
My kids loved it. My son loves it.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
you know,
That's
myself,
the kind of place you might
my
go for
3
a wedding.
kids, my
Or-
dad.
Yeah.
We're there for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
We kept waiting and waiting and waiting. Why food never came out? Food never came out. And then about an hour and a half in,
Here we go.
we're told, oh, well, we had problems with the meats tonight. They were frozen when we pulled them out.
Yes.
That's what the server said. And he was going to multiple tables. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding. So
No.
I have to get back to work.
Yeah.
But fortunately, it's only about 8 minutes from Fox 2.
That's not your problem.
And I've worked a ton this week. So I was like, okay, we're good. I'm caught up. Have a little bit of a longer dinner break. At 8 o'clock, the food still didn't come out. I was like, I got to go. I was like, I said, sir, I'm not angry. I understand things. Take my food off the list and take it off the bill. And I'm leaving. So I left a card for my dad and the kids to pay for dinner. But I had to leave my son's birthday. And I'm like, okay, sorry, man. Food didn't come until 2 hours later, 8:30.
Yes.
8:30 and
Wait a minute, what?
8:30, like 8:27.
Holy crap.
Because I said, text me because I'm going to make a call tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then when it came, my dad's pasta it didn't have the shrimp, the chicken and shrimp.
Because it was frozen.
Well, yeah. Well, so the shrimp was on. Then they freak out. The server was great, doing his best.
Yeah.
So they take it back. Finally, they leave at like 8:45.
Yeah.
Should a restaurant offer you, after going through something like that,
without
anything off your bill or a gift certificate besides just saying sorry? I leave it up to the listeners because they didn't. And this is a place that I've spent a lot of money at over the years.
Me too.
And it is really good. I know you know it. Chris knows it. Crystal, have you ever been to Firebirds at Streets of St. Charles?
Not here, no, but we had it in Charlotte.
Okay.
And they were fine. They were really good.
Oh, my God. So this is what happens, that experience. Firebirds, people asking, Firebirds. So what should be done? When I call today, or what should not be done? Is that just part of going out now?
I think at least a gift card, right?
It had nothing to do with frozen meat. Let me tell you what it
No,
had.
you don't think? You think
No.
a chef walked out?
No.
The bill was about $200, and it was 2 hours, and it was
We'll
over
get to the
2
bill.
hours
We'll
later.
get to the bill in a second. I hope you have the phone number, Chris, because we got to call them.
They're not going to answer the phone at
Doesn't matter.
8:43.
We can try. It doesn't have anything to do with frozen meat. That just sounds funny to say that. It has to
I don't
do
want
with
my meat frozen.
it has to do
Sounds
with
painful.
Gen Z, because the people who run these establishments are hired, and the era of worker right now is Gen Z, right? They don't want to show up to work.
Oh no, they can't even count.
They can't do the job properly. It's just, I feel almost sorry for these business owners. They cannot do the operation of their jobs or of their businesses because this generation is inept.
Yep.
They're inept. I don't want to say they're inept. They just don't have any interest in following our footsteps. You get out of high school, you get a job, you do it to the best of your ability, you build character, you go on from there, and you become a successful adult. They just don't have that. That's not bred in them.
I know, I can see that, but you're talking about restaurants that have been operating good. They clearly had a bad night or somebody screwed up.
Somebody screwed up. And you don't screw up in the restaurant business. You don't screw up in the entertainment industry.
Or if you do,
don't.
you take it? Yeah, and in news,
news, you do not screw up.
And if you do, you correct yourself right there.
You forget to turn the teleprompter on Channel 2 every night, you're screwed.
Yeah.
That's what they did last night at Firebirds. They forgot to turn the teleprompter on. Someone forgot to go in the freezer, take the meat out, which is on the checklist. And
this has been my experience. Like Pam says, I've been to Firebirds many times. Always a great experience. Same with me, which is why we went back. Something should have happened. They should have done something. They should not have made you pay for anything at all.
Right,
Yes,
or at
that's
least
right.
like half all your entrees.
It was like I said, it was a $200.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, for five of us.
I got to interrupt you guys because
Yeah.
Drew logged on here.
Oh boy!
And I just want to say,
Who's
hey,
Drew?
Hey, Drew. Drew, what happened with the hearings? Told you. I told you, Drew. Now he's moving on to Josh Hawley.
Well, yeah, the other shiny
Now he's
thing,
moving
right?
on. Yeah.
What about
the
Josh?
other,
What
here's
about
the other
Josh?
shiny object over here?
Can we talk about Nancy Pelosi, Drew?
Wait,
because
real
he was
quick.
running.
I'm sorry.
Because he was running from the Capitol.
Real quick.
Anyway.
So on the whole Gen Z thing, right?
Correct.
So I have been using the same pool company for a long time.
I know
right?
where you're going with this.
And this year,
Can you
it
say
was
their
just
name?
not
Can you
good
say their
service.
name? Can you say their name?
No, because they've fixed the problem,
Oh,
right?
okay.
To an
They
extent.
fixed the
There you
glitch.
go.
But what happened was I was getting less than par service. And so we made a phone call
Yeah.
and got like true details.
Yes.
Flat out. Well, yeah, sometimes, kids just decide they don't want to show up on Tuesday or Wednesday.
Just decide.
Or they
Right.
just decide to go out of town early and don't
Yes.
tell us, or they do a half day,
Mhm.
and it's like, that was acceptable because they just need somebody, right?
Right.
And that this is the kind of quality that they
They have no quality.
Yes.
Was this the manager that told you this?
The owner. Yeah. And he apologized up and down and
Yes.
switched the people
That's
that
why
were
you have to
coming
feel
to my
sorry
house.
for 'em.
But
You have to feel sorry for him because there's an entrepreneur somewhere in all of those establishments
yeah.
that has to deal with this generation's just inability to do the job.
I feel like it's a lack of like caring
Yeah.
and maybe even like it goes as far as like self-care too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you should want to go to a job and move up and do better and do your best every day. And
Yeah.
these people just punch the clock.
Yeah, but you were taught differently by your parents, and you watched your parents, and it starts
That's
in the
true.
home.
I know my dad told me once that if everybody was a queen bee, right, it would make my life a lot harder,
Yeah.
right? As a queen bee, I need worker bees.
Yeah.
In a
There's
sense,
So, Eric,
right?
do you want to call? You and Chris
Sure.
are awesome. Do you want to call on my behalf today? And I'll give
Can I-
you.
can I be you?
I'll give you 10%.
Can I be you?
See, because here's no.
Can I say, do you know who I am?
See, that's the
Do you have
problem.
any idea
when
who
you're
I am?
when you have a public job, you're always wrong
Dick
when
Ford.
you're out in the public. Like everybody
What
else
was
is
that
right.
name you used last time
I don't remember.
on the
Jacobson, John
Thank you
Jacobson.
for calling Firebird
John
in St.
Jacobs.
Charles, Missouri.
Sorry,
If you are calling
Channel
for
5.
curbside assistance, please press 1.
there's no
If
way
you
they're
are
answering
calling
the
to
phone at
place a title
8:48.
or-
They just closed.
They just closed.
They just got their last meals out.
We want to know about your frozen meat. That's what we're calling for. Can you tell us about your freezer?
Hold on. Even let me just leave a message.
But you cannot use Fick, Faust.
We'll use my buddy
Hold
Chuck
on, hold
Garver.
on.
We'll
No, you use Jack Bauer. That's what you always
Oh,
use.
that's a good
Right, 24.
Hold on. I got this.
say, you got this?
Yeah, don't mess me up.
Well, they got to answer first.
Well, here's a part of their customer service is not a premium. This is horrible.
Yes, Todd. Elliot Davis.
No, I got this.
You ain't got nothing because they're not going to answer, Eric.
Come on, you got to be kidding me.
Maybe turn on. I've never heard of a restaurant not even.
What kind
We
of
are
a
currently experiencing an extraordinarily high volume of calls
Yeah.
and are unable to answer your call.
850.
We apologize
There's
for
so
the
many people
inconvenience.
And our
calling
milk
Firebird.
is
Please try
really
again
cold.
later.
We're packed and stacked in the queue to try to call up Firebirds. Firebirds do better.
I love how Tracy told you to just go to Napoli 3 next time.
Why
Go to
didn't you go
Napoli.
to Napoli? Why
Well,
didn't you go
because
to Napoli? You're a
because it was
Napoli
my
guy.
but it was my son. Because I love the food at Napoli. You've heard me,
Me
say
too.
that.
It's amazing.
I think it's some of the best Italian food throughout the entire Missouri area. I'm sorry, it is. And it blows away the hill. And I know people that are all caught up in nostalgia. When you put those dishes down and you don't know where they're from, that Napoli, Tony does an amazing job with the
Yeah,
food.
Napoli's
I
a
agree.
different
So
level of-
my kids don't know about Napoli 3, and this was my son's choice because it was a birthday deal.
Look, I feel sorry for Firebirds. Firebirds go hire some
So
people.
what should
don't
I
care.
ask? What should I ask for? How do
Just
you
don't
handle that
ask for
phone
anything.
call?
Just say, look, I'm calling you to give you a little bit of. This is what I would do. I'd say I'm calling to give you a little bit of advice. I have been singing your praises for years. Your steak is fantastic. You are the jewel of the St. Charles streets of St. Charles. My name is irrelevant, but it's important to you. Let me tell you. I won't tell you why.
My name is Hunter Biden.
Yes, my name is Mike Bush. Now let me tell you what the hell is going on here.
As long as you got a
need-
crack pipe in the bathroom,
Yes.
we're good.
Yes. You have an
Not
establishment that is known for prompt service, amazing food, and timely. And when you didn't hit the mark on any one of those three, you should have given me a discount. Maybe 20%, maybe 25%. Maybe you should have comped the meal since I ordered steak and didn't they give you fish? Correct? I don't know. Maybe you should have just comped the meal or maybe given me a cocktail. I will continue to come to your restaurant, but do better. And I will be letting people know, especially my hoity-toity friends, about your establishment. If it happens again, I'm going to Napoli, and I'm bringing
Because
the
it's
Lambo.
right next door.
Yes.
And we're bringing the Lambos.
I was
And scene.
okay.
That's what I would say.
And then they will say, "We're sorry. Have a good day."
No, they won't.
Yeah, they will.
No, they
Yeah, they
won't.
will.
No, this
Yeah,
is
they will
a,
because the
It's all about
millennials
what Crystal
don't care.
said.
this is a 4-star restaurant, not 5, but 4. They want to be 5, and they'll take care of you. They'll say, whoever you are, Mike Bush, come on in. We'll set you up.
Well, I will say this for Firebirds: their deviled eggs are fire.
Yeah, we had some of
good.
we had those too. The bacon right in
Yes,
the middle of
yes,
it.
yes,
I have to take the
yeah.
jalapeno off, but
You know what? Maybe this is the manager's. Maybe this is a turning point for the manager. Maybe the manager should say, "Sit the f down, staff."
Yeah, you think
Here's
you're going
the
to be
deal.
the only one that's going to call?
Yeah,
There's no way. If he was walking around.
3 tables around us.
Yeah, sorry,
yeah.
Eric.
maybe this is you get your clipboards. You go, if it happens again, you're fired. You will not get any references from us. Sorry, we just can't do this. So if you think that you want to do this again and not show up to work or whatever it is, get your ass out of here. Bye.
Mhm.
And if they don't leave, then that means that they are they have made a commitment to
Right.
making that place better. Go hire some people.
And you know what sucks is that guy probably didn't make the tips that he should have made,
Yeah.
and it wasn't his fault.
Oh,
So that's
oh,
frustrating to
yeah.
me.
You
Like
know
I
what?
would have much rather, as a manager, shown my staff that I'm willing to give half off on a meal, but then also make sure that the customers know this was a mistake that was way higher than this waiter. And I don't want you to take it out on him. Please
Yeah.
tip him accordingly to his service.
Wait.
And I will be docking you, or I'll be taking off meals, right? So if you take off meals,
No,
but
because
still
I
tip
kind of
the
think
guy-
the server it's kind of sort of their job to walk up to whatever window they have to walk up to and say, you see that table over there? I'm not going to wait around much longer. I need you guys. That's kind of the line of progression. They need their food. They've been over there for 90 minutes. I'm done dealing with them. You got to help me out.
Okay.
So I would say that's why you tip a server, is because they go to bat for you. They're kind of the advocate
Oh, yeah, I agree
between
with
the
that.
kitchen and the table.
Amy, they were crowded. Yes, they were crowded. Somebody says their manager's off on Thursdays. If that's true, that would make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah.
But if your manager's going to be off, wouldn't you want to be off on a Wednesday, not a Thursday, Friday, or Saturday?
And this doesn't just go to Firebirds. There's a lot of restaurants like this. I'm gonna heap praise right now because I go to Starbucks a lot through the drive-through, and I bitch about how long it takes to get through that line. And
Well, why do you keep going back?
Because I love it. There's a place called Scooters,
Yes.
and
On Bryan Road.
they've installed clocks in the barista's window. They want to get you, when you pull up to that window, they want you out of there in 60 seconds. And every time a new car comes, it starts. And that team goes to work inside of that little Scooters thing. That whatever your order is, they're there to rock. I left at 6:05. It was 65 seconds. I was
Wow.
like, that is freaking impressive. I gave them a $10 tip
Nice.
on a $4 drink.
Do you order ahead of time, or you
No,
order at
you
the
go
window?
you go right to the. It's just like ordering anything.
Yeah.
So that's a company you can say is doing it properly.
Well, we talked a lot about that. We got to get moving. We got to take a break, but we'll continue to take your experiences, your calls, your advice. No, Elliot Davis is not calling Firebirds for me today.
Why not?
Because we may have Eric call for me. Eric Johnson,
I'll
Chris and I, Crystal Cooper, a big Faust of Fox 2. We're just rocking. We got serious topics to get into after the break. Your headlines, Crystal's birthdays, and we'll talk with definitely Holly. Continue to stick with us. If you want to give us a call, you can. 636-695-2915. Of course, on Facebook, 100.7 The Viper. And you can stream us at ViperRocks.com. Back with more right after this.
Hi, this is Kate. You're listening to the Eggs Morning Show.
Please leave a message at the beep.
Hey, it's fun. Remember me? Miss you, buddy. Look, I know it's been a minute, but we gotta get the fam back down to Holiday World and Splash and Safari. They've got 3 of the top 5 water coasters in the world. Remember getting soaked on Mammoth and Cheetah Chase? Or screaming down monster roller coasters like Thunderbird and Voyage? Tickets are still at holidayworld.com. Oh, the kids want to say something. Go ahead.
Hi, this is Conrad Bellman at Bellman's Carnection in St. Peters. Right now, we're buying any pre-owned vehicles. At Bellman Carnection, we will take anything on trade: farm, house, truck, cars, and SUVs. Bring into a Bellman pre-owned car, truck, SUV, or van today. The inventory is always fresh, so hurry in before someone else buys the one you want. Bellman's Carnection in St. Peters at Highway 70 and 370, where you will never pay the max. Online at carnection.com.
How long does it take to tackle a home project? With Angie, you could cross it off your list before this ad is over. Just tell us what you need: indoor or outdoor, repair or redesign, and we handle the rest, sending a top pro to get it done. You don't have to lift a finger, except to tap the screen or click the mouse. Plus, Angie is free to use. So bring us your next home project, and we'll bring it home. Download the app or go to Angie.com. That's ANGI.com to get started.
Hey, it's Shanny for Mascots Bar and Grill, and I'll tell you what, if you're looking for a place to watch the game with friends, Cardinals, Blues, whatever, it's Mascots Bar and Grill. If you're looking for a place for happy hour, it's Mascots Bar and Grill. Heck, grab some friends, get a table, and play rock and roll bingo every night and twice on Saturdays at Mascots Bar and Grill. You can win some great prizes. Seriously, great prizes at Mascots for playing rock and roll bingo. And it's absolutely free to play. Wednesday night is ladies' night, and you won't believe the specials they have going on there. Come by for lunch. They're the home of the legendary lunch special. You go tell them you're FOS, you're a friend of Shanny's, and you want that big old burger and fries for just $5, and they're going to give it to you fresh and hot, just the way you ordered it, and it's so delicious, and you don't have to do the dishes. If you go once, you will go again and again. Mascots Bar and Grill, home of the legendary lunch special.
You work from home, and now home can be anywhere you want with an RV from Bill Thomas Camper Sales. RV travel is the ultimate social distancing for your family, and you know what you have with you and where it's been. For 55 years locally, family-owned, Bill Thomas Camper Sales has had the highest quality for every budget, and they have guidelines in place for your safe shopping experience. Travel in comfort and safety with a visit to Bill Thomas Camper Sales in Wentzville. For details, hours, and directions, go to btcamper.com.
Today's show is brought to you by the Heat Dome, making pit stains cool again.
This is the Edge Morning Show.
Hi, it's Julie again with Ben's Moving and Storage in Wentzville, Missouri, located at the intersection of Wilmer Road and Interstate Drive. We offer on-site security and 24/7 access. We are proud to have served as your one-stop shop for all your moving and storage needs since 1984. Right now, we are offering $25 off moving or a free month storage for new customers. For more information, visit us at bensmovingandstorage.com, and don't forget to follow us on Facebook for future storage sales. Ben's Moving and Storage in Wentzville.
Now another hour of the Edge Morning Show on KFNS Troy St. Charles and KYRO AM and FM Troy. The Edge Morning Show.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. Subscription required. Refund available for 60 days after purchase.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 90% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/joy. At Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the biggest brands at 90% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but 90% cheaper. It's the same medication you get from your doctor, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. Results are guaranteed or your money back. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/joy. That's 4hims.com/joy for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/JOY.
Viper Weather with legendary chief meteorologist Dave Murray.
Hi, this is Viper meteorologist Dave Murray knocking on the door of the upcoming weekend on this Friday. It's okay this morning, humidity levels anyway. It's a warm start, but you would expect that this time of year. Lots of sunshine. It's hot with increasing humidity during the afternoon. 99 to 100 degrees today. Tonight, clear skies, rather humid this evening and overnight. Evening temperatures in the 90s, 75 for the overnight low. The weekend, Saturday, sunny, hot and humid, 100 degrees on Saturday. The record on Saturday is 108 from 1934, so not even close to that. Saturday night, partly cloudy and humid, 78 for a very warm overnight low Saturday night. Sunday, partly sunny, hot and humid, just a slight chance of a spot afternoon thunderstorm, 100 degrees on Sunday. The record on Sunday, 111 from 1934. It does look like increasing scattered showers and thunderstorms and slightly cooler temperatures Sunday night, Monday, and Tuesday. From the Viper Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray. Now back to the Edge on 100.7, The Viper.
Whipper River Electric, a Touchstone Energy cooperative. The Edge Morning Show.
Local headlines now with Fox 2's Vic Faust.
All right, a lot of headlines to get to on this Friday morning. Here we go. We all love dogs. Most of us do, and another reason to love them. They're great working as police dogs. A police dog sniffed out a narcotic and 67 pounds of marijuana in a vehicle that was pulled over in Boone County, Missouri. Stopped a Honda Pilot for following too closely. Okay, if you got 67 pounds of marijuana in your car, you probably shouldn't be following another car on their bumper. Not a good idea. But way to go, police dog. You rock. Harold. Hey, St. Louis Mayor Char Jones signed a bill Thursday to fund abortion travel assistance. As a result, Missouri Attorney General Eric Schmidt sued the city. We can get into more of that later because he says it's illegal to take those funds and try to give money to residents to leave the state to go get an abortion. A Chesterfield man, we talked about this, be careful when you're out on lakes or rivers. Chesterfield man drowned yesterday in the Merrimack River. Not a great situation
Gotta
there.
have your flotation device.
Bingo. Couldn't agree anymore. A 5-year-old boy was accidentally shot Thursday night in St. Louis. He is going to survive. Amazon has new electric delivery vehicles manufactured. That'll be interesting to see those hit the wear. The Mega Millions jackpot is now over $660 million and rising. And you've also got beware of any marketplace repairmen on Facebook. We did a story last night on foxnow.com. More and more popping up who screw you over than actually leave you happy. And baseball gets back into action tonight. St. Louis Cardinals and Cincinnati. They're a half game out of first place. Cardinals are set up for a good second half. Will they make a trade? We're going to have to wait and see. Let's look at some of your headlines. I'm Vic Faust.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
It's the birthday. That's right, I served you cake. I'm Peggy. Pull your leggy.
Happy birthday.
It's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. Go.
It's birthday time. People born on this day are intellectual, courageous, and sensitive. They have a balanced perspective on life and tend to have a cheery, optimistic approach. This helps these individuals accomplish much in their life that they most desire. However, be aware they have a lack of self-awareness. Yeah. So Willem Dafoe, anybody want to guess how old he is?
70.
Yeah, he's in a 73.
He's 67.
Okay.
Okay. So when looking it up, I have to tell you, I was familiar with Boondock Saints, Apocalypse Now, American Psycho, Platoon. So what I did, instead of finding his most popular, I went highest grossing movie. So number five is Murder on the Orient Express. Number 4 is Spider-Man, the 021.
Yeah.
3 is Finding Nemo. He voiced Gil.
That makes sense.
2 is Finding Dory, and number 1 is Spider-Man No Way
There
Home,
you go.
which is the most recent one.
Yeah,
So
that's the one.
That beat Dory.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
yeah, it beat Dory, I know, right?
Wow.
Yeah,
But
his Spider.
still.
No, he's great in Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
he
mean,
is.
I really liked him in the first one more, but yeah. So then David Spade, he's an actor. He's 58, SNL cast member, right back in the 90s. Tommy Boy, Joe Dirt, also does voices like on The Emperor's New Groove. He's in Hotel Transylvania movies.
Can I add one?
Sure.
He does Joe Biden as well.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Well, who doesn't? All you got to do is not be coherent.
This next person was also in the Hotel Transylvania movie, Selena Gomez. She's 30 today,
Okay.
right? So she was first on the Disney Channel, and then she got a lot of fame for being with Justin Bieber. But yeah, happy 30 to her. John Leguizamo, anybody? Tu Wong Fu, right?
Watch your mouth.
Credited for voicing Sid the Sloth in the Ice Age series too, which
Okay.
a lot of people might not know. He is 62 today. Danny Glover, 76, widely known with his lead role as Roger Murtaugh, right, in the Lethal Weapon movies.
I did a movie with him.
Yeah, he's also starred in The Color Purple and Angels in the Outfield. And 76, and he thought he was too old for this, right? That's like my favorite line. Don Henley, musician, 75, founding member, drummer, co-vocalist of
Eagles.
the Eagles. And we got a sports guy, Keyshawn Johnson, former NFL wide receiver, the Big 5-0 today. Played 11 seasons, won a Super Bowl with the Tampa Bay Bucks in 2003. Now he spends his time as an analyst on ESPN. Last thing, Alex Trebek, former Jeopardy game show host, would have been 82. Bob Dole would have been 99. So wishing the happiest of birthdays to all of our famous friends and anyone else out there with a birthday today from your Edge family.
It's been a long week.
What day is today? Friday.
TGIF. Who's ready for a big weekend?
Who's ready? Who's ready?
Who's ready?
It's time to party.
Yeah, it is.
I'll invite all my most interesting friends over.
What? It's the weekend.
Party, party, party.
Yep, all weekend long.
Let's get this party started.
It's showtime. Hit it.
Caca. You know what that is?
I do know what that is.
Caca.
Have you heard the latest?
Yeah, it's Sunday. They're going to announce that they're coming back to San Luis.
Sunday, the announcement of the teams for the XFL. And the cities will be announced. St. Louis allegedly has already been told they're going to get a team.
They sent out emails 3 months ago to people about the suites. So it's coming, baby.
It'll be nice.
No, I'm waiting for you to buy them.
Great.
Wait for me.
They're like $20 a seat. It's great.
For a suite.
With
free hot dogs.
Are you going to buy a suite
Crystal.
down there
Hell
for the MLS?
Crystal Cooper.
That's what I was going to
Vic
ask.
Faust.
I was wondering, did anybody put their name on the MLS ticket thing?
Not just no, but hell no.
No.
No, but they sold out fast.
Yeah.
They could sell out 50,000 strong.
I'm going to say this. And Vic, tell me how wrong I am.
Okay.
Can they put the XFL in that soccer stadium? 20,000, 24,000 people would be a very good number for a non-NFL team.
Eric, that would be awesome if they could do it. But they're going to use the dome.
For now.
That would be terrific.
Yeah. But they did put, 40,000 people in that place?
Would be packed. It would be packed.
Yeah.
It would be. It would be amazing.
Yeah. But I think that they should contemplate maybe making that a multi-purpose room because that stadium looks good down there.
It does.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about some more serious topics. We're going to welcome in definitely Holly. She's a 32-year-old conservative Christian, free thinker, gun rights advocate, and shooter, pro-life, pro-Second Amendment. She tells it how it is. She has some podcast that she has, and we were told, hey, why don't you get Holly on? Just talk to her for a little bit. Holly, welcome to the show. First time on the Edge. Good morning on this Friday. Hope you're doing well.
Yes, good morning. Thanks for having me.
You were watching the January 6th committee hearings last night, right?
Yes.
Why? Why were you doing that?
I was being sarcastic, if you don't.
She's our advocate. That's why she was doing it for us.
I have to stay informed on everything, but I think the truth will eventually come out, and I think more people are seeing the truth just by watching. There's an excellent documentary, a 45-minute documentary that Gateway Pundit put out on their website that I watched. So, again, I believe the truth is just going to come out.
You know, that's right. Well, I don't envy you. You shouldn't do that. Don't subscribe to their garbage. It's complete and utter theater. Here's a question. You're 32 years old. Are you are you Gen Z? Is that Gen Z or a millennial? I can't remember.
It's not millennial.
A millennial, actually.
Yeah,
You're a millennial?
What year does millennial end?
It's 1989, I believe. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You're young. What made you?
Yeah.
What brought you to being
I
a
need to know the dog's
conservative free thinker? I mean, do you see your colleagues? Do you see the people you work with, your friends? Are you like, these guys are ridiculous? They're going to kill the country. What made you become a conservative, which people your age normally are not?
I have to say both my parents and my grandmother, definitely my family, like I just said, because they instilled, the conservative morals and values. I grew up in a home with God, putting God first in prayer. And again, just the morals and the values, the discipline and the respect, a lot of things that, parents nowadays are lacking.
Yes.
You have some parents that have that, but that is a big part, and I truly believe that it's the way you grow up, your upbringing. It has a lot to do with who you are as today, and I have my parents to thank for that.
Now, so do you see your friends' maybe way of thinking changing? Are you do you see them going? Because they were probably a lot more liberal back 3 or 4 years ago.
Yes.
Do you see your friends going, okay, you're making a lot of sense to me. I need to listen to you a little bit more?
Yes, I do see a little bit of that, but of course, unfortunately, I went to Lindenwood University. The indoctrination was not so bad there, but other colleges, my brother went to Drury University, and the indoctrination that he saw was, very much there. So again, a lot of my friends, yes, they're still in that liberal way of thinking, but there are some that are waking up, and there are some, that listen to me and say, wow, that does make sense there, or wow, I was being lied to. So there are more people waking up.
There really are. I mean, Crystal Cooper's a millennial.
Yeah.
And I think it's fair of me to say more conservative, right?
Yeah, I tend to be more conservative, probably more with like spending the money, the fiscal part of it. As far as like what you do next door as my neighbor doesn't bother me.
Yes.
So that's where, do you find that there's a lot of us like that? Are you kind of similar with me on that, where I feel like there sometimes doesn't feel like there's a place for us because I'm not about all these programs that just give out free money, but at the same time, I'm not cold-hearted either. You know what I mean?
You don't have to be cold-hearted to be not into those programs. Trust me.
Oh, but they make you feel like it, right?
Teach a person how to fish, they'll live for a day. Yeah, that's a good question though. Do you feel like your people your age? So, talk to me about you, because you're right there on the ground level with people who are kind of the next in line to rule this country. Talk to me about people in the woke nature. Do you find that you see a lot of people looking at the Green New Deal, this climate change? What are you fighting against more than anything else now? Defund the police?
Because Holly has a podcast where she's on 2 days a week. If you, kind of incorporate your podcast into Eric's answer,
exactly.
please.
Sure.
Just tell me because I asked my son, he's 29 years old. What is it? Tell me what's going on the ground. Because I'm old. I'm gone. I'll be out of here in a few years. But you guys know what's going on. Tell me what the woke culture is like right now.
Again, I see the woke culture very much, a lot of people my age, very much liberals focused on, the Roe versus Wade, they're very upset with the Roe versus Wade and, my choice, my body, my right, that sort of thing. They're very focused on the transgender movement, the gay movement, obviously, but I would say transgenderism is just a very hot topic right now. And there's a lot of people who are standing up for that and speaking that as a everyday, this is very common. You need to accept it, not even accept it. You have to tolerate it. And pretty much you have to celebrate us, and that's what I'm seeing.
Wow.
Well, I'm not celebrating it.
Well, yeah, what do they feel about the $4 or $5 a gallon gas? What do they feel about their not being safe going down to St. Louis? What do they feel about that? What do they feel about the more practical side of life? Not the artsy side of life, but the more the living in life kind of thing.
Well, unfortunately, I see, the liberals my age, or just liberals in general, more led by their emotions. So they're going to be upset about the Roe versus Wade and the transgenderism issues, that sort of thing. Whereas, gas, sure, they're going to complain about it, but they're not going to be. You're not going to hear too much about that. They're still going to be focused on, talking about, President Trump's mean tweets as well. And you won't hear them talk too much about Biden.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah, no kidding.
You're in politics. Who would you like to see run for president? Would you like to see a Trump presidency, or would you like to see a DeSantis, or maybe a Kristi Noem? Who would you like to see in your position?
Personally, I think I do a lot of research on my own, hours on end, and I still think Trump is behind the scenes working in some sort of way, but I would love to see him as, acting president again with DeSantis. I think that, sorry, Florida, but I think, I think they would work very well together.
So then I said something the other day about maybe a Republican 8-year plan, right? So Trump, DeSantis, and then Trump bows out, and then DeSantis runs and brings somebody, a female in underneath. Are you with me on that one?
Yes, I would love to see that. I just think they would work very well together. They both, are very common in their beliefs and their policies, and they stand up.
Yeah, I have a lot of people around me that think that that's the 8-year plan.
Yeah. No, I think your perspective is fascinating. I got to check out your podcast. What are some of the topics that you're passionate about that you produce every single day?
Tell everybody when your podcasts are, how they can find you.
Sure. So if you simply go to Definitely Holly on Facebook, I stream live on Definitely Holly on Facebook every Tuesday and Thursday, usually between 6 to 6:30 p.m. Central Time. you can tune in there. I'm banned off YouTube quite often, so it's a chance. I could be on YouTube, I could be banned.
Wow,
what
a shame!
Obviously,
wow.
Talk about current topics, what's going on, my take on them. I talk a lot about your conspiracy theories. A lot of people call me a conspiracy theorist, but I do a lot of research.
You can tell she's
gun
sorry.
industry, Second Amendment, pro-life things, just common sense in general.
You can tell you're hitting a button of some nerves then if you're getting pulled off YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
We've done that a time or two here.
I recently actually made a post on my Definitely Holly page. It's gotten over 10 million views and 5 million engagement. And I've gotten about 400 to 500 death threats through Facebook because it had to do with transgenderism. And I spoke up as as a Christ follower. And I said, this is wrong. And I spoke why, in my opinion. And that was what came of that.
Okay, so on your Facebook page, it says you have an AOC impersonation. Can you do that for us?
Yes, I do.
Give it to us.
Yes.
Can you do it?
Do I need to ask you a question to set you up, or
you could just say this cat caller guy the other
In
day.
the stylings of Vic Faust, do yourself as an interviewer.
He called me a big booty Latina, and I was like, that is so unacceptable, guys. Okay, and then I was arrested yesterday, and if you didn't see me, I did my wave because I was protesting, woman's rights.
yeah, that was good.
There you go. All right, I have a question for you, Holly. So what's your opinions on the transgender stuff that's just floating around all around this crazy country?
I think it's a plan initially pushed by deep state elite globalists. That's their ultimate plan to demoralize the United States as much as possible through many different things, but transgenderism is one of them, to corrupt our morals and traditional morals and values, and especially to go after the most vulnerable, which is our children. And that's what they're trying to do, teach this transgender, the new pronouns in the schools, and teach them that this is an acceptable way of life, and, try to convert them into this.
You're a rock star.
Yeah,
I never even thought about that. It's the same with the fentanyl thing. They're trying to drug the hell out of us and kill us. Holly, I'm going to listen every single Tuesday and Thursday to you, and I'm going to steal your content. I'm going to steal your content and use it here.
And if you don't want to say anything, that's fine. But I was trying to get something really good with you here. You do a lot of research, as you tell us. Then you're into politics in the state of Missouri, correct?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Who do you like?
Here we go.
And why? And this isn't something bad against other people, but who has your attention and why when it comes to the Senate race from the open seat in Missouri to go be a United States senator? Who do you like and why?
I am 100% behind Mark McCloskey. I know them personally now from public speaking with them at different, Second Amendment rallies and events and pro-freedom events, and I am 100% behind him and Patty. I hope that he gets the U.S. Senate seat. That man obviously, went through a horrific, ordeal with the mob coming to his house 2 different times, and he is not a career politician. He stands up for the people. He is a businessman, just like Trump is, and he simply wants to help us.
But there's a follow-up on that, Holly. There's a follow-up, though. Now I'm going to ask you the legitimate question. Eric Greitens or Eric Schmidt? Because that's who it's coming down to, and I think you and I both know that.
Okay.
Mark McCloskey has no. We like Mark too. He comes on the show.
He's not even in the top 4.
No, Mark has no chance. I'm not trying to be mean.
No, we like Mark a lot.
Mm-hmm.
However,
Eric Schmidt, Eric Greitens, Vicky Hartzler.
Oh, that's hard.
Come on, Holly, you have a podcast.
I know that's hard though. If it came down to that, I'd have to vote for Schmidt.
Yeah, it's
and why? And that's fine. But why?
You don't even have to break it down. We know exactly why.
Yeah, but I would hate to see Schmidt get it just because of the fact that he's been one hell of an attorney general. We're going to lose the best attorney general we've had.
You just got to have you have to have the bench to put other people in there. But Holly, this is the kind of conversations you're going to start having in the next, I don't know, look at your watch, in the next 14 days. It's going to, people are going to start to talk about this Eric Schmidt, Greitens run. Unfortunately, McCloskey, and that's politics, not a big deal. We know that you like him. There's other people I like that I wish would have run.
Well,
but
Billy
these are
Long
our
is
choices.
running fourth.
Billy Long's kind of cool.
The guy's amazing.
And he's from Springfield, and I guarantee
Billy
you.
Long.
So
don't go wrong.
So
long.
Can we get him on this morning?
Yeah, again, it comes back to your
I'll get him
career
back
politicians. I'm not supportive of career politicians, so that's
Right.
why McCloskey, ultimately has my vote.
Right.
But if it comes down to it, I will obviously vote for Smith.
Yeah, but Greitens isn't a career politician.
Yes, but I don't trust him. I
Okay.
don't trust
All
him.
right,
He's a
here we
Democrat.
go.
I don't
This is
trust
a
him.
good focus group, Vic. This is
I know.
good stuff,
We
man.
gotta ask her.
Yeah. So
Do you not trust him because of the wife stuff, or do you what part do
Good
you not
question.
trust for?
I just don't get a good gut feeling around him. I have been around him before at different like Donald Jr. events, and I've gotten to talk to him, and I just don't trust him.
Okay. That's
Does he
politics
give you
for
the
you.
creeps?
No, not at all. I just didn't get a good gut feeling.
Okay.
So
That's okay.
Yep.
That's politics. You don't have to know everything
Yes.
about every candidate. You just have to have that kind of come
Right.
to Jesus moment when you walk in the booth.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, can
Now,
you
does
let?
it? Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Does it frustrate you that that we've been talking about this a lot lately? There's no debate.
Good point.
it does, because again, I wish that Mark had more of it, like a speaking platform than he does now, because so many people, you just hear what the liberal representatives of St. Louis are telling people, and that's what people believe.
Mm-hmm.
And if people would do the research and actually get to talk to, the candidates and actually get to know them and have a conversation, their views might change.
Nobody worked harder in the campaign or showed up at more of the Lincoln days than Mark McCloskey and Billy Long.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Those were the two, just to bring facts to the table.
Yeah.
That is 100% true.
Eric Schmidt said he was working as Attorney General, which totally makes sense.
Well, at the same time, Eric Schmidt was suing the Biden administration at the moment.
He said
he's pretty busy.
Yeah, about
multiple
that.
times.
The CRT thing versus Webster.
Right.
Face mask.
It's not like he called in with COVID like Sam Page.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, exactly. So he
Hey,
was
Holly,
working.
before we let you go, let everybody know when they can check out your podcast again.
So you can go to Definitely Holly on Facebook, and if you click follow, then you'll be notified when I go live every Tuesday and Thursday evening, 6 to 6:30, between 6 to 6:30 p.m. Central Time.
And you
Nice.
also have a website. Give us that.
I do. It's definitely-holly.com. I also do a lot of public speaking, so if anyone would like to book me for an event or rally or anything like that, then that's where you book me.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it. Awesome.
Thank you so much, Holly. It was great talking with you this morning.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's
a new
great
show
talking
tonight.
to y'all, too.
Holly and Crystal, a couple of conservative chicks.
Yeah.
We'll come up with
Yes.
something. You
I
hear
love
show.
it.
Have a great day.
You too. Thank you.
All right. Good to talk with Holly this morning. Thank her for coming in
This is the
to
future.
the edge.
Do you think she would have showed up last night at Firebirds to work, and she would have come armed and ready to rock and roll with the CCW as she was serving your steak? She'd given you more steak sauce and you would see her little strapped on pistol on the side, and you'd be like, "Yeah,
Right?
another 20% tip."
That's awesome.
No, that's
St.
good.
Charles,
It's
right.
good
We
to
got-
see. It's really good to see those kind of people still exist, that they're fighting back against. And she's right. She brought up a good point. Why do you push transgenderism down everyone's throat? Not because you're a loving, wonderful government.
Yeah.
Don't look at me that way.
Mhm.
It's a little conspiratorial, man. She might be right. There might be an agenda going on.
I mean, they've been trying to push us further and further away from the church for a while
Good
now.
point.
It's just getting more extreme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never
And I
s-
think that was her point.
There
right?
was, I mean, human beings. It's like less than 1% are not heterosexual. Isn't that was the latest
Yes,
study?
it's about a
less,
percentage. I think
less
it's a little
than
higher
1%.
Mhm.
That's not a huge majority. But it is a wonderful talking point for any politician to use to divide and conquer.
I mean, we just shut down the country for 1%.
Yeah.
Didn't we?
Yes.
It's
Yes.
like the
We
tail
did.
keeps wagging the dog.
Okay, let's not
Yes.
get kicked off YouTube, guys.
Yeah, let's not.
Eric Johnson, Chris Knight, Crystal Cooper, and Vic Faust of Fox 2.
Yeah.
We got to take a quick break. It's a free-for-all Friday. Come back. We got a lot of things to jump into. We'll also take your comments. Let's have some fun. The final hour.
We're just trying to stay alive.
That's right.
That's all.
Back with more right after this.
The Edge Morning Show is coming right back.
Cutting the price of your wireless bill feels good. Really good. So good, you gotta try it. With Straight Talk, you can get our Silver Unlimited plan for just $45 a month. Now with unlimited high-speed data, plus 5 gigabytes hotspot data, and no contract, with nationwide 5G on America's best networks. Why pay a whole lot for your data when you can get unlimited for a whole lot less? Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
Things are a bit tight lately. That's why I love Kohl's. I went back to school shopping and got kids' clothes for under $6, sneakers for less than $20, and an extra 20% off already great deals, like 25% off backpacks. And get this, you can save more with a Kohl's card and earn Kohl's Cash. Talk about more style and more savings. Select styles, 20% offer until July 24th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Thanks, everyone, for baking your way here on this toasty morning. Are you all ready to jam? Excellent. Before we get rolling, let's start by hashing out everything bagel will be discussing. Profit margins are okay, but they could maybe be butter. Sorry, I don't mean to waffle. Next quarter, it's all or muffin. Did you have a question, Sausage Patty?
My name's Patricia.
When you can't take your mind off breakfast, it matters where you stay. Delicious breakfast available at our Hilton family of brands. Hilton, for the stay.
From runny noses to running injuries to x-rays and labs, the BJC Medical Group Convenient Care in Wentzville is ready to help. Located at 1520 Wentzville Parkway, the Convenient Care is open throughout the day with BJC providers on hand to care for all patients 2 and older. With low co-pays and walk-ins welcome, it's your best medicine when you need it. To learn more about the BJC Medical Group Convenient Care in Wentzville, visit bjc.org/Wentzville.
You're always up for some fun with the family, so you order the essentials, a new board game, some baking supplies, and even a new projector for outdoor movie night. And with the Bank of America customized Cash Rewards credit card, you can choose to earn 3% cash back on online shopping, which could increase to up to 5.25% as a preferred rewards member. Rewards which you can put toward an extra treat that everyone will enjoy, like an old-fashioned popcorn machine. Visit bankofamerica.com/more rewarding and apply now. Copyright 2021 Bank of America Corporation.
By now, you know that sound. It's the sound of the Home Depot. But what about those sounds? Those are the sounds of a new laundry set that provides a powerful yet gentle clean in less time, making this the sound of savings on top brand appliances. The Home Depot. How doers get more done. Final days. Get up to 25% off plus 750 instant savings on select appliances through July 13th. Valid June 22nd through July 13th. U.S. only. Gas dryer extra. See store for details.
Shop in one place. O'Fallon Overhead Doors for your residential and commercial garage doors and gates. As a locally owned, family-operated business, O'Fallon Overhead Doors provides 5-star service. Their technicians are not paid on commission, so they won't sell you something you don't need. Looking for a new door, a repair, or yearly maintenance? Call O'Fallon Overhead Doors on Continental Drive in Wentzville, 272-2722. Showroom open weekdays 8 till 4:30. Free estimates on new doors. Visit O'FallonOverheadDoors.com.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save over $700 on average, and those savings add up. Imagine what you could buy in the future.
The graphics are so real on this video game console I bought with the savings from switching to Progressive 10 years ago. I can't tell what's real and what's the game, which I think is what people want. You know, in the future, which it is currently.
So switch to Progressive and save big, because those savings can add up in the future. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National annual average insurance savings by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive in 2020. Potential savings will vary.
Now, back to the Edge Morning Show.
guys, welcome back to the show. It is The Edge. We got about 30 minutes left. Eric Johnson, Chris Knight, Crystal Cooper, and Big Faust of Fox 2. Have a great weekend. It's going to be hot. Enjoy whatever you're doing, that's for sure. Time is short. Couple minutes. We've got the one and only. Don't go wrong. Vote Long. Don't be silly. Vote Billy. Billy Long, running for Senate. He is going to give us a call. I've got an interview with him next week. We'll kind of preview that coming up. It's Can't Miss Radio. Can't Miss Radio. We'll ask him about his anger with no debates around. We'll figure out the ads, the Greitens ads, why he did not jump in on the attack ads against Eric Greitens. He'll explain that. What's going on in politics. The guy is Billy. He's as real as it gets. And if you've heard him on the show before, you've heard how funny he is. One topic that I brought up earlier, we finally get a chance to talk about it real quick. Your money, tax money, ARPA money going to pay for Missouri residents or St. Louis City abortions.
One-way tickets.
In other...
That's not how that works.
In other states, Tashara Jones, very combative yesterday after she signed this bill in St. Louis City, which Eric Schmidt said, that's wrong. Sorry, T. You can't do that. It's illegal, so I'm filing suit against you. You should know this. So here's what happened. St. Louis County voted against it. Tim Fitch and a Democrat, it was 4-3 vote. Democrat voted against it. Tim Fitch says it's unlawful to use tax dollars, federally and state tax dollars, for any type of abortion-related services. End of story. But Tashara is trying to create new rules because she says women are our future.
Teach them well and let them guide the way.
That's a song, isn't it?
Tashara's quote. Mayor Tashara Jones, quote, this is what's interesting, and you don't want to piss off the Attorney General.
Or Tashara.
She says, quote, if the Attorney General thinks that he knows better than St. Louisans
Here we go.
about our rights, our doctors, our health care, and our neighborhoods, that's the key word, our neighborhoods, and our needs, then I say bring it on.
How much sex are they having down there in St. Louis? They have to have like a cottage industry for abortions.
There is a lot of prostitutes down there, man.
I mean, seriously, you can't be born into this world, learn how to be a human being, understand what the birds and the bees are, and take care of business through your family and not have to have Tashara Jones
we just
jump
got
in.
Now we got more division. And it just because now Eric has to sue her. And he's got state law on his side.
He has federal law on his side.
Yeah, state and federal law.
You can't use funds, government funds, to help people get abortions.
Yeah, so Eric Schmidt says he's going to be suing her. Well, Chris,
just for fun,
yeah,
just as a parting gift to St. Louis. Before I go to the Senate, I'm going to sue Tashara one more time.
If he makes it that far. Speaking of the Senate race, a friend of the show, Billy Long joining us. We got an interview with Billy Long coming up next week on Fox 2 News in the evening. Billy sat down for an interview with me recently. Billy, your fans wanted to hear from you this morning. Thanks for taking the time. We text Billy, and he's able to call in a few minutes. That's kind of a big deal.
That's rock star.
It's not like you're unemployed.
Yes.
So thank you for taking the time to call us.
You betcha. Thanks for having me on this morning.
Billy, how much fun are you having in Washington, D.C. as a nationally televised committee is being broadcast every night in my house? You got to be somewhere in the peanut gallery just eating popcorn and drinking sodas and having a good blast.
Oh, the best part. I mean, it's so fake. The whole thing is farcical, this January 6th committee. And last night they had more fake news. I don't know if you saw or not, but they had Josh Hawley purportedly running out of the building on January 6th. But that footage was from him running from his endorsement of Vicky Hartzler. It was not from January.
He was on a sprint.
Billy, speaking of your competitors, we had a guest on earlier, and she said that she happened to be a big fan of Mark McCloskey. She has some podcast around the state, but she was upset that he didn't really get a chance to get his voice out. I reminded our listeners that nobody was at more events than you and maybe Mark McCloskey when it came to the Lincoln days, and you didn't get a chance to really debate on a on a statewide scale. How frustrating has that been for you, if at all?
it's been extremely frustrating. And you have to hand it, though, to these other candidates. I mean, they knew exactly what they were doing. And I think that I may be to blame for not having any debates, because the first time we all appeared together, with the exception of 50 Shades of Greitens, he wasn't there, but the rest of them were down in Joplin.
Love it.
The rest of them were down in Joplin, and they gave you 2 minutes to introduce yourself. Well, that Joplin's my area, so I didn't need to introduce myself. So I took the first minute and I explained to people. I said, when Eric Schmidt was in the state Senate, he had an opportunity to be tough on China, and he took a pass. Instead, he tried to spend $480 million taxpayer dollars to put a hub in St. Louis, a Chinese hub, bring in cheap Chinese stuff, and he changed Missouri law to allow Smithfield Foods to be purchased by a Chinese company, along with 40,000 acres of Missouri farmland. And so that took my second minute to explain that Vicki and I were sworn in on the same day. And I said, Vicki had an opportunity, just like how we had the same number of votes we could have voted on, to build up a good conservative voting record, and she took a pass. When the thing started out, she ran this ad that said, I'm the lifetime conservative in the race, not a lifetime conservative, not a conservative, but the, which I took that personal. So I looked it up. American Conservative Union, I'm 87 lifetime. She was 78, tied with who? Liz Cheney, dead even. I looked up Club for Growth, who I haven't always gotten along with. I was 92 in their 2020 scorecard. Vicki and Liz were tied at 61. And I looked up Freedom Works. I'm 100% your freedom, your taxes, 100% with Freedom Works. Vicki and Liz are tied at 60, so she's tied dead even with Liz Cheney in 3 categories. That's why I call her Mini Liz Cheney. And they, I'm sure Smith's people said, whoa, you can't control Billy on the debate stage. We're not going to be doing any debate.
Well, that's a good point. So for the last 30 days, Vic is a very powerful individual on Fox 2 News here in St. Louis. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. And I told Vic, I said, it should be, am I wrong saying this? It should be a prerequisite to getting the job of senator, congressman. If you want to run for office, if there's a debate, you are required to show up. If you don't, you forfeit. Kind of like if the Cardinals didn't show up to play the Cubs, you forfeited the game. I do think that I am disgusted, and I don't know what the story is. I want to see Greitens. I would like to see you. I would like to see Schmidt, because I think you guys would all do a great job, but I want to know who would do the best job. What if Vic put out a bunch of chairs at Channel 2 News, you would show up, and if no one else showed up, screw him. You would have a conversation with Vic Faust in a debate-style manner, correct?
I would, but they tried that, and then they canceled it. I was willing to go. Vicki was even willing to show up.
Yeah.
Hosky was willing to show up, but apparently because neither of the Erics, Big Eric or Little Eric, would appear, they canceled the home thing. I wish they would have gone ahead and just had
me too.
And Vicki.
If we could,
it would have made them look horrible.
If we could have gotten 3 of the top 4, a debate would have happened, but we couldn't get 3 of the 4. We got Vicki and
not your
Billy.
problem.
I know that, McCloskey, you can't spray him and make him leave. I mean, he hangs around like that. Me and McCloskey go everywhere. We're going to start carpooling together.
Billy, I just don't understand how. I just cannot believe for a U.S. Senate seat, I cannot believe that there is no debates. It would be like no debates for our president.
Yeah.
And I kind of relate it to.
Well, that may be the case, though, Chris, coming up.
How the hell do you go get a job, but you don't interview for it?
Well, you're friends with Rex Singfield, number one, and he gives you $2.5–3 million for your PAC. He's the number 1 donor in Missouri to Americans for Chinese Prosperity. Americans for Prosperity. My Freudian slip is showing. Yeah. And then he's also the number 1 donor to this I Hate Greitens PAC thing that they've got going now. So if you're Rex Singfield's buddy, you can hide in Joe Biden's basement during the whole election season like Chicken Schmidt has. He won't come anywhere. And if you're Eric Greitens, you can have what's his name, Dick Uline, out-of-state billionaire, give him $2.5 million, and Bernie Marcus, co-founder of Home Depot, gives so that he got $3.5 million for his super PAC. Mitch McConnell had Chris Cox and David Lehman set up a PAC 2 days, after Josh Hollywood endorsed Vicky Hartzler and set up this huge package. She denied it on the can. I kept saying, McConnell set this up for her. Oh, he did not, Billy. Well, now she's running these ads attacking Big Eric and Little Eric with that money, with that PAC. So, I just don't have the billionaires. I mean, that's why I don't have it gotten any traction. I don't have the name ID. And I'm just, I tell it like it is, and these other ones tell it how they want it to be, and they lie about their record, their voting record, their stance on China, everything. Now, Schmidt, he's tough on China. I love how Schmidt's got his blowtorch, and I got to admit, I do have blowtorch envy. But he's got his blowtorch. Vicky's got her big AK or whatever she's holding on her postcard she mailed out at taxpayer expense. That was an official mailing. That was not political. And then you've got Greitens getting out of his truck with his gun, and he got Army guys getting up, crawling out of the weeds. So they're all wanting to know how tough they are.
Yeah.
But they're afraid of their own shadow. They won't debate. And then Vicky, yesterday, she voted for the first time since June 22nd. This is July 21, folks.
Oh.
Congressman gets $476.71, 365 days a year. So every day, our salary is $476.71. June 22nd, she voted in person, put her card in the voting thing, and pushed the button. Next day, she signs a letter saying she's afraid of COVID, that it's the national emergency. She cannot physically attend the House activities.
Oh, wow.
So she's been in Missouri campaigning, getting $476 a day to campaign ever since. Well, this week, she didn't even bother to proxy the first 3 or 4 days. Yesterday, she appears in Washington, D.C., and votes on 2 very controversial bills, a Republican motion to recommit and a contraceptive thing that was a joke Pelosi put up. I mean, but we thought, wow, she hadn't been here for a month. I wonder what brings her to town. Well, we found out she had a big fundraiser at Charlie Palmer Steakhouse with Cynthia Lummis, Wyoming senator. And so she flew out there at taxpayer expense to go to her fundraiser, and I'm sure she flew back home today at taxpayer expense because when you go to D.C., it comes out of your MRA. So, but they don't want me to tell these stories on the debate stage, so it's pretty easy to see why they don't want me to debate. But last week, it was egregious. I mean, it was last week or week before, these weeks all ran together, because I've been out there working and doing committee work and everything else, not home campaigning. But last week they did the NDAA, the National Defense Authorization Act. That's her baby. That's her. She's on armed services, and she wants everybody to know it, and she has Whiteman Air Force Base in her district and Fort Leonard Wood in her district. She's big armed services committee member, and there was a series of 19 votes, and I'm sitting there 3 seats down from the guy that's proxying for Vicky. And you have to stand up to the microphone and say, I'm voting yes or no or whatever for Congresswoman Hartzler. And then you go up there and put in a red card or a green card for her. Well, me and Ann Wagner, your Congresswoman, is sitting there watching this. And I looked at Ann and I pointed the board. I said, Vicky hasn't voted on this. Well, they closed the gavel, so she didn't vote. Next one, she doesn't vote. And I looked at her proxy, and he's goofing around on his phone. I thought, well, he's just spaced it out, forgot he was supposed to vote for Vicky. So I looked at him because he gets up on the next vote and votes for her.
Yeah.
And I said, why did you not vote for her on those last 2? And he smiled real big. He said, she didn't want me to. So they were on blocks, and they were things she didn't want to be recorded yes or no. But she's got her big AK on her postcard smiling. Yeah. But she didn't have the nerve to vote yes or no. The Defense of Marriage Act thing, another Pelosi fiasco, she tried to trip Republicans up on the other day, and she goes, she doesn't vote at all. So she's rough. She's all those guys, 50 Shades of Greitens and Chicken Schmidt and Minnie Liz Cheney. They've got their guns and their blowtorches, and they're all big, mean people. But she won't even be recorded yes or no. She doesn't have the courage to do that. So it's who could raise the most money, who had the most billionaires backing them, and it wasn't Billy Long.
Hey, Billy, you brought this up. One of the most fascinating things going on right now about campaigning are what many would consider attack ads against Eric Greitens. Talk about how this originated and why you think it's not such a great idea and why you didn't get involved.
Yeah, well, I couldn't get involved. I guess I could. I don't know if I could or not. I probably couldn't even gotten involved. But Johnny John DeStefano and I were fraternity brothers at MU. Johnny DeStefano, his son, when I got to Washington, is working for John Boehner as Speaker of the House. He worked for John. Then when Trump got elected, he went to the White House and worked at the White House for Trump, Johnny DeStefano. So he called me one day and he said, Billy, we're looking at putting this deal together. It's an attack Greitens PAC. It's not for Vicky. It's not for Schmidt. It's not for McCloskey, Shots, Long, nobody. Just, what do you think? And I said, I think you boys are barking up the wrong tree. I said, I've traveled all over the state. I've gone to most of the courthouses, the 114 courthouses in the state, gone in the back rooms, meet the worker bees, talk to everybody. I've done over 40 Lincoln days. And I said, I think that, he's strong as a billy goat down in the 8th district. He's strong in the 7th. And I think that this might backfire. People might get so upset that the swamp in Washington is, I got a guy today at breakfast, and he told me about a flyer he got in the mail. He told some long-winded story about it, and then he said, but, the return address is what got me. It was from Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
And that's where, between the billionaires in Missouri, the out-of-state billionaires, Mitch McConnell and his billionaire buddies with Chris Cox and David Lehman, putting all this money in, they all are so bent out of shape trying to keep Eric Greitens out that they're probably going to get him elected. But I'm telling you right now, I said yes, I tweeted out yesterday, I think it was, that I was the first one to tell you Donald J. Trump would win back in August of 15. Mm-hmm. Everybody thought I was crazy. They were laughing at me, not with me.
Yes.
Everybody thought I was nuts, starting in August 15, telling you Trump would win the primary and the general. And yesterday I tweeted out, I said, and I'm the first to tell you that a Democrat is going to win the United States Senate seat in this election in November.
No.
Thanks to Jack Danforth.
Oh, no. Well,
Eric Schmidt can't win. Vicky can't win. Greitens can't win. McCloskey, Shots, Long. If Danforth keeps up this Ross Perot 2022 style, if it wasn't for Ross Perot, we would have never heard of Bill Clinton. Think how better your life would have been without Bill and Hillary in it. You never would have heard of Hillary, never would have heard of Bill. But when Ross Perot ran as an independent, this John Wood carpetbagger is for octogenarian Jack Danforth. I talked to a guy that ran the Republican Party back when Danforth was in the Senate, and he said, Billy, Jack Danforth never liked the Republican Party, and he still doesn't. And there's a song somebody of his, the Judds or the Kendalls or somebody did, called Grandpa. Tell me about the good old days. Well, when I see that Jack Danforth ad looking out the window, talking about what a glorious time when people used to get along, but if you go back to the Clarence Thomas hearings, they did not get along back then. It was Democrats through the FBI that leaked the thing on Clarence Thomas that led to all the dust up, all the controversy. And another thing, if you mention Jack Danforth to a Democrat, they say, he gave us Clarence Thomas, and they're not happy about it. You tell a Republican that. I love the fact that Jack Danforth gave us Clarence Thomas. All conservatives do.
Yeah.
But how many Democrats are going to march in there and say, oh, I don't want Trudy Bush Valentine. I don't want Coons. I want to go with Jack Danforth's candidate, his independent candidate that's going to, have us all singing Kumbaya. And it's not going to happen.
You haven't been to the Lake of the Ozarks in a long
Brown
time.
Was the attorney
they got a lot of
for
Trump
the January
flags.
6th commission.
Yeah.
He worked for Liz Cheney, right?
Yeah,
or John
Wood is Liz Cheney. He stepped down, but he was Liz Cheney's counsel on the January 6th committee. He goes to Kansas City about 5 weeks ago, rents an apartment, plucks his kids out of school out there in Virginia or Maryland, wherever they live, and registers them to Kansas City. So they're going full steam ahead on this deal. And I can tell you right now, you can take it to the bank, a Democrat is going to win that seat.
No, I'm not taking that to the bank.
If Jack Danforth, there's no way a Republican is going to get enough votes with an independent that's well-funded like that on there, because if it's Greitens, there's going to be people that don't like Greitens that say, I'm not going to vote for Greitens. I'm going to vote for the independent. But all the Democrats, and that's how I think he got his 10,000 signatures. I bet you anything 999 of those signatures, 9,999 of those signatures were Democrat signatures to get him on the ballot, because they know that's how they win that seat. Take word once ruby red seat in a ruby red state and put in the blue column, and they flip the whole Senate.
It's kind of like what happened with St. Louis County with with Sam Payne.
Yeah,
Good point. That's a good point.
It's very similar. You throw somebody in there and it takes votes away from the other people running.
Billy, we got a minute or two left. You're still in this race. You break it down incredibly well, but you're still in it. Are you going to be in St. Charles, St. Louis area soon, and why should people still give you a shot?
I wish I could be up there this evening because I know Ann Wagner's going to be there and Vicky's going to be up in St. Charles. But we have a big annual thing down in Berry County that's always historically right before the election. So they've got that tonight. So I'm going to do that. I'm doing a veterans event in Kansas City, a big one on Monday. Then I'm flying back to D.C. to do my job. Vicky, I'm sure, will stay here and campaign all next week. But I'm the guy that can win the seat. I'm hoping that if it's anyone other than Brighton, Danforth and John Wood back off. It's unbelievable how, and nobody's talking about it. I mean, Schmidt's people are talking about getting Schmidt to win the primary, and Greitens' people are talking about him, and Vicky's people about her. Who cares about the primary? I mean, we can't win the seat unless somebody backs Danforth off. So if I win, I'm hoping that Danforth will say, hey, this guy's level-headed. He's got a good conservative voting record. He's not far to one side or the other, and I'm not going to run John Wood. That's the only way we can win. And I'm the guy that can do it.
Can you stick around in Congress? Is that possible? This is going to be an exciting time.
I'm a citizen legislator. I was 55 years old when I got sworn in. I never held any political office before Congress. I took a 6-term pledge. I said 6 terms in the House, 2 terms in the Senate is enough for anyone, so that'd be 24 total. We'll see if I get my chance in the Senate or not. But I was going home either way out of Congress. I was done with Congress. I'd done my 6 terms, and a lot of guys make term limit pledges and break their pledge. Mm-hmm. And I was coming home either way, so it doesn't matter. And I cannot run for Congress again. I mean, I could run for it, I guess, 2 years now if I wanted to. But my plan is to go back to my old job. And you know what my old job was? Looking for a new job.
All right, I've got to ask you, Billy, before we let you go. What's McCloskey's nickname? You've given us everybody else.
Good question. I like him too much. It's a dandy, but I like him too much.
I haven't heard anybody stump Billy Long. Come on.
He's blushing. Come on.
You just had a respect for Mark. I'll tell Mark, and if he wants to tell you, he can tell you, but I'm not going to do that to him.
50 Shades of Greitens. That doesn't.
That's beautiful. 50 Shades of Greitens.
I like Chicken Schmidt.
Billy,
I got another one for Greitens. I got Chicken Schmidt and Shanghai Schmidt, but I've also got 50 Shades of Greitens, and I've got Snidely Whiplash. If you Google Snidely Whiplash and play some of the Dudley Do-Right, he was the villain in there.
Oh, yeah.
He was always tying women up, tying them up to railroad tracks.
Oh, my God.
And Dudley Do-Right rides up, he's kind of a half-wit, kind of like me, and he didn't have enough sense to come in out of a rainstorm, kind of like me, and he rides up on his horse, and Snidely's down there with his black hat on and his big handlebar, tying a woman up. Snidely, you really need to stop this.
Billy, next.
Snidely looks up at him and says, I know, but I just can't stop. So that's right.
All right, make some time for us one day next week. We'd love to have you back on the show.
We'll do it. Give me a holler.
Have a great weekend, Billy. Thanks. We got to take a break. Back with more ads right after this.
On 100.7, The Viper.
DQ presents the sound of an all-star summer lineup. Leading off, the promising rookie, new Oreo Dirt Pie. On deck, the fan favorite Girl Scout Thin Mints. Summer standouts, Drumstick with peanuts and cotton candy. And batting cleanup, it's you. With your red spoon and 6 summer blizzard flavors, official treat of MLB, all part of the new DQ All-Star Summer Blizzard lineup. DQ? Happy tastes good.
Do you want to work for the biggest medical cannabis company in the state of Missouri? Belief Medical is looking for dynamic individuals to join our newest facility in Jonesburg. We are currently hiring for post-harvest technicians and offer 100% company-paid benefits that include medical, dental, and vision, as well as a starting pay of $15 per hour. If you're 21 or older and ready to join a great company that offers great pay and great benefits, visit our website at beliefmedical.com. BELEAF medical.com.
The Troy Area Chamber of Commerce presents the 17th Annual Memories on Main Car Show in Troy, Saturday, August 6th. Rain or shine, Main Street in Troy will come alive with great cars, music, food, and much more. Registration runs from 8 a.m. until noon and awards at 3 p.m. Dash plaque for the first 200 registrations. For more information and registration, call 462-8769. That's 462-TROY. Visit TroyOnTheMove.com or like the Troy Chamber on Facebook. The 17th Annual Memories on Main Street Car Show in Troy, Saturday, August 6th.
If you are having a bad day at work, I can help. Hi, this is Curtis Barks with Complete Auto Body and Repair. We just expanded to Cottleville and St. Peters and are looking for qualified automotive and auto body technicians that would want to work in a climate-controlled environment. That's right, we offer a fully climate-controlled, air-conditioned and heated facility in both Cottleville and St. Peters. Visit us at CompleteAB.com. If it's not perfect, it's not complete. Others can't compete with Complete Auto Body.
Dad, and service.
Oh yeah, and service.
He fixes cars.
Here comes more of the Edge Morning Show.
Guys, thanks for joining us today for another edition of The Edge. Have an awesome weekend, everybody. Enjoy the heat. Ha, ha, ha.
Friday?
Thanks to Billy Long.
We went over.
It's Friday. Yeah, we went over.
You guys are like, hey, you're done.
Yeah,
I
we
had
got
no
it.
idea this is Friday.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't know it's Friday?
Eric Johnson, Chris and I.
Is that
Krista
a pool
Cooper.
party Sunday at my house?
Yeah,
Is that what we're doing?
Yeah. Put some
I like
ice in the
that
pool.
shirt, Eric.
Thanks, Led Zeppelin.
Yes.
1972.
All right, we'll see you later. We got to get out of here.
Bye.
What color?
I don't even.
Yellow. Yellow.
Yellow. Oh, I'll wear yellow.
Yellow?
You got yellow.
Yellow it is. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to everybody Monday morning.